Spiderman.
Welcome to the Know. I'm Brian. It looks like PlayStation Plus members are getting a pretty big freebie starting right now. Sony just announced that Destiny 2 will be free for PlayStation Plus members, and they're releasing it early, as in you can download it immediately. Considering how new this game still is, that's a pretty nice perk if you're a member. And I know some of you are going to write in the comments, Brian, it's not really free because PlayStation Plus costs money. I get it. But if you're a member, it's free-ish. Of course, they're doing this in advance of Destiny 2's new expansion, Forsaken. That's out next week on September 4th. So this is definitely a move to get new players to check out the game. Hopefully, if you're Bungie, to ultimately buy the DLC. Now, Destiny 2, it's no secret, it's had a bit of a troubled rollout. There's been some complaints from players about a lack of content, among many other issues, which is probably the reason why they're giving it out for free right now. Meanwhile, PlayStation Plus members will also get more Kratos in their lives. God of War 3 Remastered will be available starting on September 4th. Looks like a lot of people were really interested in Cyberpunk 2077's gameplay, a record-setting amount. Monday's stream of the game's gameplay peaked at 288,000 viewers, according to GetHype, and if you factor in restreams, there were 459,000 viewers total. It was worth it because that gameplay was awesome. That meant that the game was the most watched game on Twitch for the day, and even more impressive, it was the most watched stream for any newly released or upcoming game this year. So Cyberpunk 2077 beat out first looks at God of War, Sea of Thieves, and Black Ops 4, so that's some pretty good company. Meanwhile, the gameplay video on YouTube is now at more than 5 million views, so it's safe to say there is a ton of interest in the game. Also, you get to see uncensored boobs, so that's probably 4 million views right there. Marvel's Spider-Man does not release until next week, but Sony is already revealing what the post-launch content for the game will look like. Just give us the game first, then let's talk about the DLC. I'm excited enough for the game. In a post on the official PlayStation blog, Insomniac Games' community director James Stevenson announced the release schedule for the DLC, which is called The City That Never Sleeps. The first chapter is called The Heist. It will involve the Black Cat, who apparently shows up in the game, as well as new missions and a brand new faction of enemies. Oh, and 3 new Spidey suits to unlock. Oh, I want all the suits. It releases October 23rd. The second chapter is called Turf Wars. That releases in November. Then the third chapter, Silver Lining, comes out in December. You can buy the DLC for about $10 a chapter, or all 3 for $25. But the DLC also comes bundled with the base game for a total of almost $80. First things first though, Spider-Man releases for the PlayStation next Friday, September 7th. We're going to have a first look coming up. We can't wait. We are very stoked here at The Know. The studio behind the Yakuza games is working on a new IP, and it'll be announced sometime next month. Sega's chief creative officer, Toshihiro Nagoshi, who also directed the Yakuza series, called it a new title announcement that will turn things upside down. He said that the new IP has been in the works for the last 3 years, and that it's very different from the Yakuza game. No word on exactly when it'll be announced, but the Tokyo Game Show takes place from September 20th through the 23rd, so that's a possibility. Meanwhile, Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is a remake of Yakuza 2, is now out on PlayStation 4. Sony announced the game's launch in a truly amazing trailer. You've got to watch this. It's got singing construction workers, karaoke, lots of fighting, and grown men rolling around in diapers. Not kink shaming. If that's what they want to do, that's great. I just fucking love Yakuza games. The final DLC for Shovel Knight will include a multiplayer mode. Shovel Knight, y'all don't have to keep giving us DLC. You've done enough. God, y'all are overachievers. It's called Shovel Knight Showdown, and it lets you duel with up to 4 players in a local co-op mode. You'll be able to choose from more than 16 playable characters, including, of course, Shovel Knight, Shield Knight, Black Knight, the Enchantress, and all of the Knights of the Order of No Quarter. There's also a story mode, which developer Yacht Club Games calls a multi-stage journey customized for each character. We don't have a release date yet, but of course, if you already own Shovel Knight, it will be released as a free update, except on the 3DS and the Vita. Yacht Club, they are in a league of their own when it comes to continuing to update a game that's been out this long. We get it. Y'all can make other stuff. We're happy You've done enough for us Shovel Knight fans, but still, I'll take it. Give me more free stuff. The Xbox One just got another cool backward compatible game. Major Nelson, aka Larry Herb, tweeted that Modern Warfare 2 is now available on the service. It joins a bunch of other Call of Duty games that are already backward compatible, including the original Modern Warfare, Advanced Warfare, and Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 1 and 2, they're also available. Now, if you'd never played Modern Warfare 2, it came out back in 2009 during the days of the Xbox 360. It is now considered a classic. It was great. Definitely worth checking out if you didn't the first time around. Amazon is trying to add more value to their Prime streaming service by courting movie studios to help bolster their film content. Now, Amazon's already had success with their original films. Both Manchester by the Sea and The Big Sick were nominated for Oscars and Golden Globes, but Amazon can't seem to match Netflix's sheer number of films to offer. Bloomberg is reporting that Amazon has met with both Sony and Paramount with offers to use some of its giant warehouses full of money to help fund their films in a partnership which could not only produce more Amazon Studios branded films, but also get them access to a greater library of titles to stream. It's all about the streaming libraries now. They're all competing with each other. Disney's starting up their own. It's just a big old clash of streaming titans. They should make a movie about that. No, they shouldn't. This was a key factor in Disney acquiring Fox. Now Amazon, they're trying to definitely carve out their own corner of the streaming marketplace. These discussions, they're in the early days. Both Sony and Paramount already have existing deals at Starz and Epix. One thing's clear though, Amazon definitely making a push. Everybody's trying to get their streaming shit together. Speaking of the epic battle for streaming superiority, Hulu just struck a deal with two of Rick and Morty's creators for a brand new animated sci-fi show. Justin Roiland and Mike McMahon will be developing at least 2 seasons consisting of 16 episodes of a show called Solar Opposites. It's about an alien family that hides out in middle America, and Roiland will be voicing at least 2 characters that we know of. Sounds very much like this is going to be the American Dad to Rick and Morty's Family Guy. Roiland will have to use his time wisely though, because Adult Swim just put in a gigantic order for many, many more seasons of Rick and Morty. He's got 70 episodes to deliver to Comedy Central and now 16 episodes of a brand new thing from Hulu. Hope he does not like to sleep. That is a lot of work. All right, let's finish things up on some Star Wars news because the casting news keeps rolling in. We just heard word that lost Dominic Monaghan was cast in J.J. Abrams' Episode 9. Now a new name has come up, one that will cause Whovians around the world to squeal with glee as they squeeze their TARDIS pillows. That sounds like a sex move. The 11th Doctor, Mr. Matt Smith, will indeed be traveling to a different corner of the galaxy and will be playing in an as yet unspecified role in this newest Star Wars trilogy capper. That's what, does that mean the universes are now combined? Doctor Who and Star Wars, that could be sweet. He could be playing a villain, a hero, or a scoundrel, since he's very British and proper. He's totally going to be a First Order officer. Like, they always make British guys Imperial officers. I'm calling it right now. So, we'll see. It's an interesting crossover between 2 giant sci-fi geek properties. We'll forget that Smith was also in Terminator Genesis. If we all agree to unseat that one, then it doesn't exist. So can we say that? All right, deal. It's a deal. All right, that is all the news we've got for today. Let us know what you think about all these stories down in the comments below. For all your news from every corner of the internet, like this video, subscribe to The Know. Apologies if you like Terminator Genesis.
Nobody likes Terminator Genesis.
Nobody does. You're right, Kdin. Meanwhile, the gameplay video on YouTube is now at more than 500 million. Enough for the game. In a blog on the official PlayStation blog, it'll also be sold as a standalone game.